When we think about the notion of governance, we often think about something that's neat and logical. It's about systems, structures, compliance with laws and regulations. But of course, governance is that, plus it's this grey zone that sits over the top. And I wanted to talk about 3 paradoxes of governance that I think really highlight the grey in which you need to operate effectively to be an effective director. So the first paradox is collective decision making as opposed to personal liability. So of course the idea of a board is that we've got a group of people, a group of directors who've got this wonderful, rich set of experiences and skills and diverse perspectives that they bring together so the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And we want boards as much as possible to decide matters by consensus. But on the flip side, directors have individual personal duties and obligations, and at the end of the day, can be held personally liable for company performance. So how do you balance that? Well, one of the key answers to that is trust. Trust in your fellow directors that they're bringing the best of skills and experience and diverse perspectives to the board, that they're committed and they're responsive. The second paradox is ultimate accountability as opposed to managing. And so boards are ultimately accountable to owners for company performance. When something goes wrong, typically it'll be the board in some shape or form that's fronting up to the media, to the owners, to other stakeholders to answer as to what's gone wrong. But the role of the board's not to manage. That's clearly the role of the CEO and the executive management team. And so getting that balance is right. And this is a real challenge for many boards. How much information do we need to satisfy ourselves to account to the owners without delving into management? And again, a lot of this comes down to trust at the end of the day. Trust between the board and management, that management's reporting openly and honestly, transparently, and in a timely way. And the third paradox is independence as well as alignment. So most boards will want to have independent directors. In some cases, it's mandated. And that's to make sure that the board is providing oversight in an objective way, free of conflicts of interest that can't be appropriately managed. But by the same token, we need directors who are really aligned to company purpose and company performance. And in some cases, that means that directors are expected to even buy shares in a company so that they've got some skin in the game. But it's a careful balance. Too much independence and directors don't have enough ownership and alignment with company performance. Too many shares, too much alignment, and there's a risk that actually directors will operate in the short-term interests of their own personal interests as opposed to the company's longer-term interests. So again, balance is really key, and in this case, trust between the owners and the directors is really key. The owners need to trust that the directors will always act in accordance with company purpose and performance and in the best interests of the company. So as those examples showed, governance isn't just about those hard structures, systems, processes, but it's really about operating in the grey, and good directors learn how to make that balance. It's about getting good judgment, getting good information, and leadership in complexity, and that's what's required in today's boardrooms.